Politics is a very interesting game. Is it possible that Raila Odinga started scheming on how to finish the Deputy President William Ruto even before 2017 general election? And is it possible that Raila Odinga knew so well that there was no way he was going to be sworn in as the President of the Republic of Kenya in 2017, even if he won that election? I've been thinking towards those lines because history tells us that in 2002, the former President Daniel Toroitich arap Moi allowed Mwai Kibaki to be sworn in because his term had come to an end. In 2007, Mwai Kibaki could not allow Raila Odinga to be sworn in as the next President of the Republic of Kenya because Mwai Kibaki's term in office had not come to an end. And is it possible that Raila Odinga actually knew so well that there was no way he was going to be sworn in office in 2017, immediately President Uhuru Kenyatta was sworn in office in 2013. And therefore, Raila Odinga started scheming for 2022 to an extent that Raila Odinga did not scheme for 2017. And because I've always insisted on this platform that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidences. Everything in politics is normally designed to achieve specific political objectives. Raila Odinga told his supporters in 2017, during 2017 elections, just to vote and go home and leave the rest for him. How many still remember that statement from Raila Odinga? What was that statement meant to achieve, politically speaking? And we also remember so well that after the Supreme Court nullified the first election, Raila Odinga refused to participate in the fresh elections. Those were probably signals that there was no way he was going to be declared the President of the Republic of Kenya. So he started scheming on how to stop the deputy president because Raila Odinga sat down and figured out that Uhuru Kenyatta's term was going to come to an end in 2022. So he took his pen and jotted down the names of the potential presidential candidates in 2022. So Raila Odinga identified Kalonzo Musyoka, who was his running mate. Raila Odinga then identified Musalia Mudavadi, who was also a principal in NASA. And then Raila Odinga identified William Ruto as some of the top 3 potential presidential candidates in this country. So Raila Odinga then started scheming on how to finish all these guys. So he began with the swearing in. During that swearing in, we all know that it was boycotted by Kalonzo Musyoka, it was boycotted by Musalia Mudavadi, and even Moses Wetangula. That boycott by those 3 individuals actually marked the end of those 3 guys in NASA. NASA supporters were very bitter with those 3 guys. So after that, because that was the first step, and that's how Raila Odinga was scheming to finish the deputy president. So that was the first step. He announced clearly that I'm going to swear myself in as the people's president. These guys swallowed the bait. They supported it. On the material day, these 3 gentlemen decided to switch off their phones while waiting for a call from Nigeria. So Raila Odinga then went ahead and he was sworn in as the people's president. So once Raila Odinga was sworn in as the people's president, Uhuru Kenyatta had been sworn in as the president of the Republic of Kenya. So that meant now that Raila Odinga found a way of dumping Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, and Kalonzo Musyoka. So now we had Raila Odinga as the people's president. On the other side, we had President Uhuru Kenyatta. And remember, Uhuru Kenyatta had his partner, the Deputy President William Ruto. So how was Raila Odinga scheming to finish William Ruto? I want to take the shortest time possible to explain to you how Raila Odinga strategically schemed to kick out the deputy president out of President Uhuru Kenyatta's kitchen cabinet, out of Jubilee Party, out of government, And now the deputy president is actually outside there, proving a point that for him, akuna Mungu and people. But before we do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let's get back to business. The first step for Raila Odinga was the swearing in. And that swearing in marked the end of NASA. So it basically marked the end of NASA agreement between Kalonzo, Mudavadi, and Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga had actually signed an agreement to support Kalonzo Musyoka in 2022. So through that swearing in, that was done. Once Raila Odinga was sworn in, he now started scheming on how to finish the deputy president. The first step, and I'm going to explain to you why he was scheming. He was executing these strategic schemes at the end of the video. The first thing Raila Odinga did was to have a handshake with President Uhuru Kenyatta. So the first thing he did, I'm sworn, you are sworn. So you are the president of the Republic of Kenya, I'm the people's president. So there are people who played behind the scenes, brought them together. So they shook hands. So after shaking hands, and they insisted that it was only for those who were sworn in. So which means the deputy president was now left out. So that was the first step of this scheme. So the handshake came. So Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga shook hands. They started working, and of course, it changed the politics of this country. And the chemistry developed between these two people. And the deputy president was very clear in his mind that Uhuru Kenyatta might be honest, but Raila Odinga, I know, could be scheming something. That's the only thing President Uhuru Kenyatta did not realize. So after that handshake came the second strategy. So the handshake came, they started working, the deputy president opposed, Raila insisted, oh, this was between the people who were sworn in. Uhuru Kenyatta embraced it because he wanted to rule peacefully. Then they came up with the 9-point agenda, which gave birth to the Building Bridges Initiative. So that was the second step, the Building Bridges Initiative. And this Building Bridges Initiative was intended to achieve several objectives. One of them was to fight corruption, to unite the country. Fighting corruption basically meant fighting William Ruto, because by that time, William Ruto was equal to the name William Ruto. Actually, if you Google it by that time, if you Google the name William Ruto by that time, out of 10 results from Google, you would get 6 of them mentioning William Ruto. So they started fighting corruption, which was fighting the deputy president. They talked about the unity. They started talking about the inclusivity. The deputy president was seated somewhere, and he never believed Raila Odinga. He knew so well that Raila Odinga was scheming, and he continued opposing. And as he opposed, the friendship between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga grew. Then Raila then convinced the deputy president, President Uhuru Kenyatta, that for us to pass this Building Bridges Initiative, we needed 2 things. We either go for a referendum, or we go for the parliamentary initiative. For parliamentary, it meant these guys were supposed to take control of parliament. If it had to go to the ground there, then the deputy president was already on the ground, because the deputy president was now trying to protect his territory, which was basically the central Kenya region, or the larger Mount Kenya region. So Uhuru Kenyatta then engineered, which is the third step, the takeover of Jubilee Party. So Uhuru Kenyatta realized that the deputy president was in control of Jubilee Party. So he started taking control. So he took control of Jubilee Party successfully, because he knew for Building Bridges Initiative to succeed, it will have to go either to the people or through parliament. So the first way, Raila Odinga is in control of party yake, ODM. Let me also take control of my party. So the president took control of his party. It didn't end there. Then probably Raila Odinga then convinced him that now you have the party, I have the party. I have my members of parliament, you have your members of parliament. Some of them are not loyal to you. Even mine, some are not loyal to me. Let's take parliament. Because for Building Bridges Initiative to succeed, we must remove any stumbling block. So they identified Susan Kihika. They identified Kipchumba Murkomen. They identified Kithure Kindiki, and they identified Aden Duale, Ben Washiali, and the rest. Ultimately, President Uhuru Kenyatta kicked out all these other guys from parliamentary leadership. And once they did that, then the deputy president then played into the hands of Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. He started resisting. And how was he going to resist? He knew so well that these guys probably are up to something. So the deputy president then decided to go to the people. And that takes us to the fifth step, which is early campaigns. So the deputy president then embarked on early campaigns. Remember, the president was still the sitting president. So basically what the deputy president was doing was insubordination. President was very clear that no early campaigns is allowed. Now the deputy president was there because ameona watu, something was not right with them. So he went out there, started campaigning. And Raila Odinga was watching. And anaambia ndugu yake, this guy is stopping. This early campaign is not good. So akaanza, the DP going outside there, campaigning. Ultimately, we are aware that the deputy president has actually escalated his campaigns in the country. The country today is totally in a campaign mode, which means it's total defense on President Uhuru Kenyatta order against early campaigns. Yesterday, the deputy president was in Bungoma. The town came to a standstill. The other time, he was in Kajiado. The town came to a standstill. The other time, he was in Kisii. Kisii town came to a standstill. So basically, the deputy president has started early, or what you can call premature campaigns. And because of that, strategically, the President Uhuru Kenyatta must also react. So Raila Odinga has succeeded in separating Uhuru from the deputy president. And then, because the deputy president is campaigning, he's falling onto the sixth trap. The sixth trap is his messaging. The deputy president has then now decided to fashion his campaigns against his campaign on dynasties versus hustlers. President Uhuru Kenyatta is a prince. He's a son of a former president. Raila Odinga is a son of a former vice president. So basically what the deputy president is now doing, he's fighting what is called dynasties. In this country, we've had 4 presidents. We've had President Jomo Kenyatta as the founding father. We had Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. We had Mwai Kibaki. And now President Uhuru Kenyatta. Some of these guys is calling dynasties are the people who've been controlling the politics and the economy of this country for a long time. The hustlers are the poor, and the poor are the majority. What normally happens the world over is that hustlers will cast their votes and then they'll go home. The people who will count their votes are the so-called dynasties. So basically what the deputy president has done is actually now to start fighting President Uhuru Kenyatta directly. And that's exactly what Raila Odinga wanted. And by that, basically what has happened is that Raila Odinga has now set up himself against the deputy president William Ruto in the race for 2022. But what was Raila Odinga's main objective in all these schemes? Because Raila Odinga schemed with the swearing in, he then went and strategically schemed with the handshake, then went and schemed with the Building Bridges initiative, then Raila Odinga schemed in Jubilee politics so that Uhuru Kenyatta took control of Jubilee Party. Now the deputy president is partyless. He then went and schemed and Uhuru Kenyatta took control of parliament, then went and because of that, the deputy president then started early campaigns. And because of that early campaigns, his messages on dynasties versus hustlers. So what was the main objectives of Raila Odinga's schemes? Because these schemes, if you ask me, they started before 2017 general election. So that by the time President Uhuru Kenyatta was promising to support his deputy during the campaigns, Raila Odinga knew so well that he was not going to win in 2017. Even if he won, he was not going to be sworn in. So he had identified that, okay, these guys wanataka kuweka the deputy president. So I'm scheming. So Raila Odinga started scheming on how to stop the deputy president. So what was his main political objective? Number one, state machinery. The main reason Raila Odinga was not declared the president of the Republic of Kenya in 2007 was because of state machinery. Again, and Moses Kuria once pronounced this clearly, that Raila Odinga actually won the presidency in 2013. The reason why he was not sworn in was because of state machinery. So if Raila Odinga continued with his NASA politics or ODM politics and left the deputy president to work very harmoniously with President Uhuru Kenyatta, it meant the deputy president was going to go into that election with the state machinery fully behind him. So Raila Odinga has succeeded in removing state machinery from the deputy president William Ruto. And today Raila Odinga enjoys the support of state machinery in this country. I want you guys to visit Raila Odinga's office of late. Just watch the kind of security Raila Odinga enjoys today. And even access to certain information, privileged information in this country. So Raila Odinga has succeeded in achieving that objective. The second objective for Raila Odinga was the Kikuyu votes. Politics is about perception. Perception about numbers. You must be perceived to be commanding numbers. And that's why you are seeing the deputy president is going outside there, going to Kakamega and mobilizing heavily, and people come out in his rallies. You see the deputy president going out there in Kisii and mobilizing heavily because of perception of numbers. And because politics is about perception of numbers, in 2013, Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto were declared the president and the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, courtesy of the tyranny of numbers narrative. So Raila Odinga wanted to deal with that. And to deal with that, it means going outside there and removing the Kikuyu votes from the deputy president. Raila Odinga has never benefited from the Kikuyu votes. The deputy president was banking on the support of the Kikuyu votes. He has the support. But what Raila Odinga needs is just to get 20% or 30% or even 35% of the Kikuyu votes. If he will succeed in getting them from the deputy president, he will be sorted. Don't be cheated. And I want to repeat, don't be cheated that Kikuyus will run away from President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta got the support of the Kikuyus 100%, 99%. Even if 70% will run away, 30% will remain with President Uhuru Kenyatta. And that's what Raila Odinga wants to achieve. And he has already achieved it. And lastly, Raila Odinga also wanted the support of President Uhuru Kenyatta. The support of President Uhuru Kenyatta is crucial on two fronts. Number one, he enjoys the state machinery or the deep state. Number two, President Uhuru Kenyatta can actually influence Central Kenya to vote. And that's what exactly Raila Odinga wanted. And because President Uhuru Kenyatta is a prince, it means money also is not a problem to him. So removing Uhuru Kenyatta's support from the deputy president, Raila Odinga has succeeded. And because of that, Raila Odinga has systematically finished the deputy president William Ruto. And that's politically speaking. I'm not talking about perception, because the perception outside there is that the deputy president is doing so well, politically speaking. But politically, Raila Odinga has finished him in so many ways. I don't know what you think. Let me read your thoughts on this matter. Thank you guys, and if you're watching this video for the first time, please again, just take a second, click the subscribe button, so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you guys, and please, may you enjoy your day. Bye-bye.